Hello friends, welcome to the lecture series of digital electronics.
Till now, we were talking about the designing of counters, in which we studied about designing of ripple counters, synchronous counter. We have seen the designing of up counter, down counter, as well as up down counter. Today, we will be starting the new topics, that is registers, in which our focus will be on the designing of shift registers, where we will see what are the different types of shift registers, like serial in, serial out, serial in, parallel in, serial out, parallel in, parallel out, how to design their circuits and what is their working mechanism. Starting with the registers, register is a group of flip-flops. We generally store the binary information. For example, that we have studied that to store a 1-bit data, we are using one flip-flops, right? So if I want to design a register that has the capability to store the 4-bit of information, it means that in that register I will be using 4 flip-flop which will be connected by each other. The connecting mechanism we will see in the coming slides. But for the time being, you can see that each flip-flop is storing 1 bit of data. So depending on the number of bits that you want to store in the registers, we will be using the number of flip-flops. Generally, we are using D flip-flop to design the registers because it's a simple data transfer register where whatever the data is present at the input side is transferred to the output side with the occurrence of clock pulse. But you can use the other flip-flop as well, like JK, SR, because in that case there will be a JK to D flip-flop conversion, SR to D conversion, like that. Ultimately, we will be using D flip-flop only to design the registers. In the register, one term is to store the data, generally known as the loading of the data, and the another one is the shifting operation. So shifting means, suppose we have stored the 4-bit of information in the register. Let this is the register that I am talking. So let this is a 4-bit register, and let that information is 1001. 1001. So that information we have stored. So we have loaded the data in our shift register. Loading mechanism could be serial or parallel. After the loading, we need to read the data. So when you are reading, again depending on the mechanism, if you want to read the data serially, it means we will be taking 1 bit out at a time. Similarly, you can read the data at once parallelly. So we will be having some mechanism that will provide to read all the 4-bit at once. Right? So when we are talking about the serial output, so this we call as a serial output. When you are reading the data serially at the output end, so we need to shift the data because initially you will be reading 1. Then we will go for the shift operation. After shifting, the new content will be, so if let the previous one will be the 0, so the new content will be 0100. So this 1 will be shifted here and this 0 will be shifted here. Now you will read 0 from here. So previously we read 1, now you are reading 0. So this is how we will be reading the data serially. So one, we need to store the data, we need to load the data, and another operation is we need to shift the data. Again, the shifting could be the left shifting or right shifting depending on our need. So generally registers are used in many circuits, basically in the arithmetical operation like multiplier, divider, memories. If you will take an example of the division, suppose you want to design a divide by 2 operation on a even number system. So even number system means you are having the number 4, 8, 16, 32 and so on, and you want to perform a divide by 2 operation, divide by 4 operation. So suppose for example, let's have an example of 10000. So 1000 is equivalent to decimal 8, right? And so to store the decimal 8, we need a 4-bit register. Now what we need to do is we need to perform a divide by 2 operation. So rather than designing a complex circuit, what we will do is, since we are simply performing a divide by 2 operation, I can go with shift right operation. 1 bit shift right, and that is nothing but my 4. So that is the divide by 2. If I want to go for divide by 4, so divide by 4 means shift right by 2 bit. So we can use them into a divider circuits where we have given an even number and we are performing a divide by 2, divide by 4 operations. Similarly, if you are going for the shift left operation, that is a multiplier operation. Like for the same example, if you have given 8 in the decimal and you want to perform a multiply with 2 operation, so we can have a shift left operation, right? But in that case we need to have a 5-bit register. So the 8 will be represented like 0 1 0 0. This will be the 8 that need to be stored in my 5-bit register, and then we are performing shift left operation. Left means this side. So while you perform the shift left operation, this will be something like 1 and 4 times 0. So this will be representing the 60 in the decimal. So this is how, by using the shift left, shift right, we can even perform the division or multiplication operation. But this is not the universal one. It's not like you are having the 3, like you are having 0 1 1 0 and you are just shifting it left to obtain a multiply by 2 operation. So it's strictly applicable on the even numbers. If you are talking about the difference in the register and counter, so in the counter we had the specific sequence, like you are designing from 0 1 2 3. If you are talking about the mod 6 counter, so it is coming from 0 1 2 3 4 5 or any other kind of sequence that you want to count in the counter, so that is a specified. But in the register we are not having any specific sequence. In some specialized application, like if you talk about the ring counter, Johnson counter, we have some specialized sequence, some specific sequence, but generally no such specification is provided in it. Talking about how to design the registers. So if I'm talking about a 4-bit register, and as discussed, we will be using the D flip-flop. So we will be having the 4 stages of D flip-flop depending on the number of bit. So this is my D3. This will be Q3 then. Here we will be having D2, Q2, D1 and Q1, and then I will be having D0 and Q0. So we will be using these 4 flip-flop, and since these are the edge trigger. So that thing we need to keep in mind while designing the register, that all the stages should work at once by a single clock. So if you are working with the edge trigger scheme, that is well good. Otherwise, if you are working with the level triggers, you need to work on the timing diagrams. You need to work on the frequency of the clock depending on what are the delay of all the stages, or otherwise you can simply use the master slave configuration. So now we can store the data here, and that will be retained in your registers. Now if I'm talking about the shift registers, so this is a simple example of the registers. Now if you're talking about the shift register, in which we also need to perform the shifting operation. So let's discuss about the first point, that is serial in, serial out. Because while we are talking about a shift register, something like this, so here these 4 flip-flops are written like this. So in this I can either enter the data serially from this port, that this is my serially I am entering here. So we call that as a serial in. If I am storing the data parallelly, that is all the 4 bit at once, it will be my parallel in. So I will be entering data 4-bit data at once. So we call that as a parallel in. So in the 4-bit data, if you talk about the serial input, like you want to store a 101. So when the first clock will come, so let initially it is all reset, right? So we are having initially, these are the reset, and this is the data that we want to enter, that is 101. This is the data that we want to enter, and they are the storage of Q0, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now if we want to store this data 1011 serially, so when the first clock will come, this will be transferred here and all other will be shifted to the right side. So we will be getting 1000 as my next stage when the first clock will come. When the second clock will come, next one will be transferred here and all other will be shifted. So we will be getting 1100. So in this case, this 0 will be shifted here, this will be shifted here, and this will be shifted here, and the new bit will come at the Q3. Then when the third will come, third clock pulse will come, the shifting will be performed along with the loading. So it will be 0, 1, 1, 0. And similarly, when the fourth clock will come, the last one will come here, and this will be 1, 0, 1, 1. So to load the data in our flip-flop, if we are working with the 4-bit registers and we want to load a 4-bit data serially, we will be requiring the 4 clock. So 4 clock pulse is required to load the 4-bit data serially. Similarly, if I want to load the data parallelly, so I can just need only single clock pulse, and with the occurrence of single clock pulse, this 1011 will be loaded here. So in the serial input, we are applying the data here 1011, and then output of the first stage will be connected to the input of next, so that data will be serially taken. So now the data is moving from left to right. So this is a shift right operation along with serial loading, and then we are taking it output from here, from the denote side. So this is my LSB and this is my MSB. So you can say if we need to perform a shift right operation, we are providing the serial input at the MSB side. So this is an example of shift right. Similarly, if we want to perform the shift left operation, what we need to do is we need to provide the input at the LSB. So the circuit will be slightly different. So I am making a new circuit here, and for it is for 3-bit data. So for 3-bit, I will be requiring the 3 stages. This will be my D note. Q note will be connected to D1. Q1 will be connected to D, and Q2. From Q2, we will be getting the output. Right. So from here, we will be getting output, serial output, because we are talking about the serial input and serial output. So from here now, you will be applying 101, 101. If you want to insert the 101. And then all these 3 flip-flops will be working on a single clock. So in both the examples, we are considering a positive edge triggered clock. So this is again MSB, and this will be my LSB. So in both the examples, the first one is, this one is representing a CISO configuration where we are performing the shift right operation, and the second one is also performing the CISO operation, serial input, serial output, but here it is performing shift left operation. So if you want to design a CISO configuration with shift right, you need to provide the input at the MSB side, and you will be taking output from the LSB side. Similarly, for CISO configuration, CISO operation in the shift left configuration, you will be providing the input at the LSB side, and data will be taken serially out from the MSB side. So this is basic operation of your serial in, serial out shift register, where depending on the number of bits, the same number of clocks are required. For 4-bit serial in, we need the 4 clock pulse. For 3-bit serial in, we need the 3 clock pulse. So for n-bit shift register, we require n clock pulse to input the data serially, and n-1 clock pulse to get it out serially. We'll see one more example on this, right? So in the shift registers are capable of shifting the data, and we can divide depending on how we are inserting the data and how we are shifting. We can have the serial shifting, or serial data loading, or parallel data loading, and depending on that, we have divided this into 4 parts: serial in, serial out. So now you are having some idea that what do we mean by serial in, serial out, that you are providing the data, you are loading the data in the register serially, and you are taking it out serially. So you are loading the data either at the LSB side or at the MSB side, depending on whether you want to perform a shift left operation or shift right operation. Similarly, the second type will be serial in, parallel out. That is, you are loading the data in the shift register serially, but you are taking it out at once. The third one is parallel in, serial out. That is, you are loading the data at once. In a single clock, you are loading the data, but you are taking it out serially. So it's kind of parallel to serial conversion. The second one was serial to parallel conversion. The first one, serial in, serial out, that is only used for the delay operation, where you want to insert some delay. So you will be providing the data serially in and then you will be taking serially out. So that overall operation will create some delay in your circuit. The fourth one is your parallel in, parallel out, where you are inserting the data at once and you are reading it at once again. So in the first case, if we are talking about 3-bit data, in all the 4 operations we are talking about a 3-bit data. So for 3-bit data in CISO, serial in, serial out, we will be requiring 3 clock pulse to load the data and then 2 clock pulse to read the data. So you can say 3 clock pulse to write the data and 2 clock pulse to read the data. Serial in, parallel out. Serial in, again we will be requiring 3 clock pulse to write the data, and for reading it out, no clock is required. Parallel in this case, no clock pulse is required because data is already present at the output node. Parallel in, we just need only 1 clock pulse to write, and serial out, so we will be requiring 2 clock pulse to read the data. Parallel in, parallel out, 1 clock pulse to write, and in the parallel out, no clock pulse to read. So this will be the clocking strategy in your 4 configuration. If you will see the block diagram of these 4, serial in, serial out, so data in serially and data out serially, and this is representing a shift right operation. Similarly, I can have shift left operation in the CISO. So both are example of CISO only, but with shift left and shift right. So this is representing my shift right, serial in, shift right, serial out. This is serial in, shift left, because here data will be input at this node, it will be shifted left and then serial out. The second one is parallel in, serial out, so data will be entered in the register at once and then either it is going to shift right or shift left depending on the configuration, and then you will be taking it out. The next third one is serial in, parallel out. Again we can have the 2 configuration in it. If you want to perform the shift right operation, so you will be entering the data at the MSB side, then shift right operation, and then you will read it at once. Otherwise, if you want to design a circuit for SIPO that is working in the shift left operation, you will be entering the data at the LSB side here, then you will perform the shift left operation and then you will read it at once. The last one is parallel in, parallel out. We can also use this shift register to design the rotate right, rotate left operation, right, where we can connect the feedback. Rather than reading the data, we can have a feedback from last stage to the first stage. So we will study this circuit in detail and then things will be more clear. So first one is the shift register, where we have divided this into 2 further parts, that is shift left register or shift right register. If I am talking about the shift left operation, so for shift left operation, we will be inserting the data at the LSB side. So that this A is my LSB, this is my LSB here, and we are inserting the data at the LSB side. Then depending on the clock pulse, it will be triggered and it will be shifted left, and then we will be reading it from the this is my DD, DC, DB and DA. These are the 4 inputs, and then QD, these are the outputs, QC, QB and QA. Now consider the first case, that initially all the flip-flop are in the reset state. So when all are in the reset, initially we had 0 0 data, and let you want to store 1 0 1 1 in this shift register. So when initially all 0, so in that case DB, DC and DD, these will be 0, right, because QA is the input of DB. So this is my QA and this is my DB. QB is the input of DC and QC is the input of QD. So these 4 will be 0 and DA will be the first bit, that is 1. So now when the first clock will come, so when we will apply the clock, so when the first, so this is when there is no clock, and initially it was in the reset, and this is at the input side. So when the first clock will come, what will happen? QA will become 1 and these 3 will be 0. Right? So now what will be the new inputs? New input will be 0, 0, 1. And at the DA, we will be having the next input 0. Now when the second clock will come, this will be transferred to output. So this will be 0, 0, 1, 0. What will be the new inputs to the DA, DB, DC? So this will be 1, 0, 1. Right? Because now the third input will be at the DS and the remaining will be passed to the input of the next stages. So when the third stage will come, this will pass to my output. So this 0, 1, 0, 1 that I will be transferred. What will be the input now at before occurrence of the fourth clock? So this will be now 1, 0, 1 and DA will be 1 because now the last input will be transferred. Sorry, the last input will be applied to my DA. So now when the fourth clock will come, this data will be transferred to my output and I will be getting 1011. So by using 4 clock pulse, we have stored the data serially and this is shift left operation. अगर ये shift right operation होता, then we have to apply the input to MSB side and we will be shifting it right to get it out from the LSB side. Now so this is the right operation. So till now we did the writing. So now let's see how many clock pulses are required to read the data. Right now we are having 1, 0, 1, 1 which is stored here. So you can see at this end QD, so this is the QD. At the QD, 1 is already present, so I can easily read the data. So 1 is already present, so we have already read the QD without any input clock pulse. And when the first clock will come, and here what are the data we do have? Here we are having now 0, 1, 1. And DA will be some other data, so let again the same input is applied, so let DA is 1. The next the 1 is applied. So when the first clock will come, what will happen? This will become 0, this will be 1, 1 and 1. So we can say now we can read 0 from QD with the occurrence of first clock. What are the new inputs here? This will be 1, 1 and then we are applying 0 at the DA, the next input. So when the second clock will come, what will be the answer? To my output nodes, it will be 1110. So I can read 1 from here now with the occurrence of second clock. And my input will be now 110 and I can apply the next input. Here we can even use the feedback as well, or you can still keep on applying the serial input. And when the third clock will come, the output will be 1101. So as the occurrence of the third clock pulse, we can read the data serially. To read the data serially 1011, we will be only be requiring the 3 clock pulse. So that's why in the initially we said that in the series, if we want to load the data serially, for n bit register we need the n clock pulse, and to read it serially we need n minus 1 clock. So this was a serial in serial out shift left operation. I can similarly have a shift right operation where data will be provided at this node from the MSB side. We can take it from LSB. The next one is the serial in parallel out. In the serial in parallel out, we will be providing the data serially, but we will be reading it at once. So we just, for 4-bit storage, we just need only 4 clock pulse to store the data. Next one is the parallel in serial out. Now till serial in, shifting was already there. But when I'm talking about the parallel in, for example, in this particular case, again we are talking about the 4-bit operation. So when I'm saying we need to load the data 1011, so I can applying 1011 parallelly, and when the first clock will come, this will be loaded to my shift register 1011. Since we are talking about parallel in, serial out, now it will depend from which side you want to get it out, or you want to read the data. It means if you want to read it from here, this is my serial output. So in parallel in serial out, I need to perform a shift right operation. So we need to design a circuit that will perform shift right operation, because in CISO and SIPO the shifting was there, but here in the parallel one I need to design a circuit that will be performing a shift right operation. If I'm talking about a simple 3 stage, and let's see what could be the circuit, because same circuit can be extended to other bit as well. So these are the 3 flip-flops that we are talking. This will be my MSB, so this is my D2, this will be my D1, this will be my D0, and from here we will be taking serially out. And now this is a single clock that we have to apply. So this is a positive S trigger that we are considering here. Now when talking about parallel in, we can apply the data here. So if we want to store 101, I can simply apply 101 here, right? But for shift operation, we need to consider an input. Let the input is A. So we are saying when A is equal to 0, it is performing the loading operation. And when A is equal to 1, it is performing the shift operation. So first we need to load the data. So what we will do is, we can simply applying 1 here, the first one, as I'm entering 101. But here we will be using a AND gate. See how we are designing circuit. And we are saying when A is equal to 0, that is A bar, and we will applying the second. So this is my small a, small b and small c. This is the data that we need to enter. So I will be applying small a here, small b will be applied here, and this will be connected to my D1. Similarly in the second case here, I can use a AND gate, data A bar, and this will be connected to D0. So when A is equal to 0, data will be parallelly in, because it is a loading. We need to load the data parallelly. But for shifting, when A is 1, it has to shift. And how to perform the shift operation? D2 has to be connected to D1 for shifting, right? Only then this data will travel here and then to the next stage. So to connect it, we will be using one more AND gate, and we will be saying when A is equal to 1, that is A, this data should be connected to D1. So now I'm slightly modifying the circuit, and we will be using an OR gate here, whose output will be connected to D1. So now you can say when A is equal to 0, shifting is not there, only loading will be there. But when A is equal to 1, Q2 will be connected to D1, Q1 will be connected to D0, and this will be performing my both loading and shift operation. So this is an example of PISO, parallel in serial out, where we have considered an input A to see whether we want to go for data input or we need to go for shift operation. Similarly, this is a shift right operation. You can design the same circuit for shift left as well. So here this is example of PISO shift register, where we are performing the shift right operation. If you want to perform the shift left operation, then at this side here you need to provide the data input, and output of this stage should be connected to the input of the next stage. So for example, again, if I am taking only a 2-bit example, these are the 2 stages that we are considering. So this will be D0, this will be Q0, this is D1, and this will be Q1. Parallel in, and the data is let AB, where A is the MSB and B is the LSB. So This B will be applied here, and for A we will be applying it here with the using one AND gate. So this will be A bar, this will be small a. Then we need to perform the shift operation as well. So shift means when it is equal to A, it is performing the shift operation, and this input will be connected to my Q0, and then we are using one OR gate. The output will be connected to. So this will be an example of again PISO with shift left operation. Now if you want to extend it to the 3-bit, 4-bit or 5-bit operation, the same circuit will be extended. The last one is the parallel in, parallel out. So in this case, data will be inserted parallelly, and since there is a no shift operation, because as you are inserting the data and you are reading the data parallelly, so we are not performing any shift operation in this particular case. So you can simply load the data at once individually, and you can take it out individually from all the flip-flops. So these are your basic shift registers: CISO, PIPO, serial in parallel out, PISO, parallel in serial out, and parallel in parallel out. So we'll stop here. In the next lecture, we will be talking about the bidirectional shift register. Like suppose you want to design a CISO only, that is serial in serial out only, but depending on the inputs, it could be either shifting left or shifting right. So that we call as a bidirectional shift register. We will also see a universal shift register that has the capability to perform all these 4 operations. That individual shift register that we have studied, we will combine them and we will design a single circuit, and we will see how it works. And then we will study about some specific counters that are designed using shift registers, like ring counters, Johnson counter, twisted ring counter, and so on. So that we will study in the next lecture.